Once upon a time, there lived a princess who was called Aberdeen. She was from the faraway land of Scotland, the Scottish Highlands to be exact. Her father, King Seamus, had built his castle on the Isle of Skye, a place full of fairies and magic, and where there sat a glass mountain, a glorious but formidable sight. No one ever dared climb it, and there it sat. Aberdeen was quite happy. Every day she went to the meadow with her ladies' maids, and they would sit in the tall grass and tell stories. One day, the son of a young noble passed by on his horse. He was surprised at the sight of the ladies in the grass.
"Good day,"
he said. "Hello," replied Aberdeen. He was quite taken with her, and she with him. "What is your name?" she inquired.
"Lachlan."
The girls giggled.
"Well, it's only fair you give me yours,"
he said. "I'm called Aberdeen." "Princess Aberdeen," exclaimed one of the ladies.
"Well then, princess, ladies, I bid you good day."
And with that, Lachlan rode off and disappeared into the forest. He passed by again the next day, and the next after that, each time staying a bit longer. Aberdeen grew to long for the afternoons in the meadow, for it was when she would see Lachlan. Soon, Aberdeen began to sit far away from her ladies' maids, and Lachlan would arrive. He would jump from his horse and sit next to her, and they would talk and laugh and tell stories. It went on just like this for months. But one day, the king made an announcement. Any man who wished to wed his daughter must cross the glass mountain without falling. Lachlan went to the king and made his intentions clear.
"Your Highness," he said, "I wish to wed your daughter. I love her with all my heart, and shall make it my life's mission to see she is happy." "Then so be it," replied the king. "You shall be man and wife as soon as you cross the glass mountain."
Aberdeen was horrified. What if he should fall? "I shall go with you," she told Lachlan, "and I shall hold you should you slip. I will not let you fall." He did not agree, but Aberdeen was quite insistent. And so they went to the mountain together. When they were halfway to the top,